Hi, time for some more guided math with Mrs. McElveen. We have a new problem involving decimals and a table, so we'll need to make sure we completely understand it. Plus some vocabulary that we have to pay close attention to because it gives us a big hint about what we need to do to solve the problem. So let's read it. This table shows the weights of Vincent's 3 dogs. The table's titled Vincent's Dogs, and then here are their names, and here's how much they weigh. Hannah weighs 7.5 kilograms. Wilson weighs 11.6 kilograms. And Dylan weighs 28.9 kilograms. What is the difference between the combined weight of Hannah and Dylan and the weight of Wilson? Let's read it again. This table shows the weights of Vincent's 3 dogs. Hannah, Wilson, Dylan. What is the difference between the combined weight of Hannah and Dylan and the weight of Wilson? I know difference means I'm going to subtract. Difference is the answer to a subtraction problem. The word combined means together. I'm going to put something together if I am combining it. So I'm going to combine the weight of Hannah and Dylan and then the weight of Wilson. And if I look back at the chart, I know I'm subtracting something. I know I'm putting something together. I'm going to put Hannah and Dylan together. These two. And then I'm left with Wilson's weight. If I'm putting something together, it usually means I'm going to add or multiply. But because these are 2 different numbers, they're not repeating numbers. I'm not doing repeated addition. I'm just doing single addition with 2 separate numbers. Multiplication doesn't work. So if I am combining Dylan, 28.9, and Hannah, 7.5, I need to add those 2 weights. But it wants to know what's the difference between Hannah and Dylan's weight and the weight of Wilson. So whatever I get here, then I'm going to subtract Wilson's weight to figure that out. So let's estimate first. 28.9 is very close to 29. 7.5 is very close to 8. I'll subtract that. This is the estimated weight of Dylan, the estimated weight of Hannah. That's 21. Oh, sorry, I need to combine them, not subtract them. 29 plus 8. 9 plus 8 is 17. This makes a huge difference. They weigh about 37 kilograms altogether. Now I'm going to subtract 37 minus 11 and 6/10 is pretty close to 12. Remember, I can always use my money trick. $11.60, closer to $12 than to $11. 7 minus 2 is 5. 3 minus 1 is 2. So the difference between the combined weight of Hannah and Dylan and the weight of Wilson is about 25 kilograms. Now, let's actually solve it. I'm going to scoop this up a little bit. I'll just use the work I started over here to save some space. 9 plus 5 is 14. When I'm adding or subtracting decimals, I have to stack them up. I do not for multiplication. For adding and subtracting, they must be stacked up. 1 plus 7 is 8. 8 and 8 is 16. 1 and 2 is 3. 36 and 4/10. That's pretty close to my estimate of 37. So I feel pretty good about that. I'm going to line up my decimals. 36.4. I could add a 0 here if I needed to. Remember, I just added that when I was rounding. I'm going to ignore it. 4 minus 6 I do not want to say it's 6 minus 4 and put a 2 here. I have to regroup. I take 1 from the 6, that leaves with 5. I'm going to give all of those tenths to the 4. So I end up with 14. 14 minus 6 is 8. 5 minus 1 is 4. 3 minus 1 is 2. 24.8 kilograms, which is really close to 25 kilograms. So the difference between the combined weight of Hannah and Dylan and the weight of Wilson is 24.8 kilograms. Look for special keywords in your problems this week. And you might have many different strategies for solving some of these. The most important thing will be to truly understand what the problem is asking you and what the table is saying. Notice there's combined again in the third problem, the I do. Okay, make sure you have everything copied down for the example to use for your other 2 days.